So welcome to our morning seminar. This topic is Digital Marketing 411. It's been an exciting show so far. Celebrating Playtime's 10th anniversary, we've had food, festivities, fun, but most of all, a swift business being done on the show floor. And this seminar is all about your business. And we want to really delve into a topic that we know everybody is grappling with. This is our part 2 of digital marketing. Not only did we end last time with lots of questions remaining to be asked, but this is an ever-evolving, fast-paced, always changing area where there are new techniques, new technologies, and we're very excited to have an amazing panel here today. One that, if you were here last time, you will recognize to come back and share the latest that they've learned in the digital marketing sphere. We have Jeannie Yoon of California-based boutique Jeannie and Minnie, and also a first-time exhibitor here at Playtime, New York. Imee Gusich, digital marketing expert at Earnshaw's parent company, Wayne Scott Media. Yes. And Natalya Hudis of the beautiful children's brand Tea Collection. And we want to thank Earnshaw's for sponsoring this seminar. As most of you know, Earnshaw's is a B2B children's fashion magazine that has served our industry for over 100 years. So if anybody wants to learn more about Earnshaw's after the panel, Noelle is over there and she can answer any of your questions. So each of our experts this morning are going to share some fresh thoughts or new opportunities or challenges that they've personally faced or experienced. And then we want to turn it over to you and your questions. So please do not be shy. Ask all your questions. This is your time to be able to pick the brains of some very seasoned experts in the field. And I hope you get a lot out of this seminar. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jeannie.
Okay, thank you. So I remember 6 months ago when we were here last time, I talked about how I haven't had any success in Instagram or Facebook campaign. And I was just focusing on my newsletters through my store members. And so last 2 months, I've really spent a lot of time going through the whole learning curve of Instagram and learning how to work with influencers. And I'm hoping to share that what I've learned. And I think I've kind of got the formula on how to gain more followers quickest and cheapest way. So to give you numbers, so I launched a new brand, Comolo, back last year, and I started Instagram in November. And so at the beginning of November, I had about 40 followers. And in December, I had about 500 followers. And last night I checked, I had about 4,000 followers. Wow. So to get that fast, I had to try quite a few different things. So initially, everyone says, oh, for Instagram, you just need to hire a 20-year-old to post every day. And I've done that a few times, and it doesn't quite work. They know how to use Instagram, but keeping a 20-year-old to constantly doing something for long term, that's the real challenge. They seem to get excited, oh yeah, new project. They go really excited for about a week, and then and to keep 20-year-old working at the store that long is a challenge too. So that kind of didn't work, and so then I kind of been like posting here and there whenever I remember, and it didn't work. And so then I looked into advertising. So when you advertise, you may gain a few followers, but you're really not getting the result. And then people say, oh, you gotta do a giveaway. So I started doing giveaway. But the problem is, if you don't have a lot of followers, even if you have giveaways, not many people know about it. So then, you could be giving out $2,000 worth of product, but if you only got 10 people entering, thinking, well, why am I doing this? So I thought, okay, we need to increase increase the number of followers quickly first before I start doing all these campaigns and other things to spend money on. So I looked into how do we gain more followers. So I actually got to start working with the influencer because initially I worked with her to create a video clip, having her kids wearing the shoes and running around. And she seemed to know a lot about Instagram, of course, because she has 20,000 followers. So I asked her, can you actually manage my Instagram? So she started posting. But she was posting nice photos, and she started to collaborate with a lot of influencers. And so we were getting like constant posts, and that seemed to gain likes. So within a month, it increased from 40 followers to about 160 followers. I thought, wow, this is great, 4 times. But at the end, we only gained 120 followers a month. It's gonna take 20 years for me to get to 10,000 even. So how do we get there fast? So then I learned about collaboration. So you work with other brands that have a lot of followers. So like Tea Collection, who has 89.4 thousand followers. Or because I'm a retailer, so I went through all my top 20 list of brands and went through how many followers each brand has. So then I invited about 14 of them together and we did a collaboration. So I made combined follower numbers of 1.4 million. And so then we put together a gift for Christmas, and we had $3,000 worth of gift to give away. So we did a collaboration for 2 days, and that gained about 500 followers. So I thought, okay, that works. But how can we do this even faster? Why am I only gaining 500 out of 1.4 million? Because I was expecting we should be able to get at least 10,000 out of 1.4 million. And then I realized you also need to work with the influencers because the brand followers are not as engaged in the Instagram as the influencer followers. So then I started working with the influencers so that you get them involved as well as other brands. And so then a week ago, our number was about 1,000. So then within a week, it just became over 4,000. So how you do that is, so this is something that was banned by Facebook 10 years ago. So I didn't realize it was actually allowed in Instagram. What it is that you do a giveaway collaboration and you go in to win the prize. In order to win the prize, you have to follow those participating brands or the influencers. And so then that is the quickest way, because for people to enter, to win, they have to follow each of those brands. And that's to force them to follow all these brands, and instantly you gain the followers. So of course, after the competition, you tend to lose maybe 10 or 20% of the followers who you gain through that collaboration, but you still gain, a few thousand within a few days. So I found that that is the fastest way, and because once you also have certain number of followers, it's a lot easier to work with the influencers, because when you have 50 followers and you contact influencers, they're not gaining anything out of working with you, so they're kind of like, But if you have 200,000 followers, the influencers are gaining followers by working with that brand too, so they're more open to work with you too. So that's why I thought, okay, my first goal is increase the numbers, and then after that, we'll widen how many influencers we're working with, and so that's what I've learned last 2 months.
That's great. That's great.
Wow.
Did you have to pay those influencers right off the
So influencers, sorry.
bat?
So most of the influencers, we are giving free products to the influencers, and so in return, I'm gaining photos to post on our Instagram as well, which also helps because often we spend so much money going to the studio, hiring a photographer and taking photos, but it's always limited because you can't be doing that every day. But a lot of these influencers also creating really good photos. Like sometimes I receive the photos and thinking, we should just hire her as our photographer, and they have beautiful model babies too. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. We haven't been paying the influencers, but we've just been giving free products, which is a lot cheaper than giving cash money for us too.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, that's amazing. Hi everybody, how are you? Hi, my name is Imee, and I am from Big Fish Digital, which is the digital division for Wainscot Media, which is the parent company for Earnshaw's. And so, welcome. I love coming to this event because I actually used to be a children's wear designer many moons ago. So how many of you guys are children's wear designers versus how many, or have a store? So manufacturers, awesome. And how many of you have retail stores? Great, great. So we do all kinds of different things in digital marketing. We build websites, we do Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, social media, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So one thing I found that is a really good strategy recently is the use of Facebook Messenger bots. So how many of you guys have ever used Facebook Messenger to either message a friend or even a business? Okay, so one thing that is really important, no matter what you do in your digital marketing strategy, is you can pay for audiences, right? So you can pay for traffic that you, what we call control. I can pay Mark Zuckerberg to use his Facebook audience. I can pay Google Ads to use their audience. But once you stop paying, you stop getting to control that audience, right? You stop targeting them. So the point is to be able to get people, traffic, from a place that you can control to a place that you own, which is your email list, most importantly. But then there's other ways too, through your messenger bot list. So messenger bots are such an exciting new way of marketing. Not so new, but just to give you an idea, I think it's like 8 billion messages are sent between businesses and people every single month. Facebook Messenger, if anybody is doing email marketing, you'll know that open rates on email is somewhere maybe about 20%, maybe 30% if you're good. Facebook Messenger open rates are over 80%. Wow.
So it's a way to stay top of mind, to get right there in somebody's app, almost like they're getting a text message. Facebook is pretty protective of their platform. They don't want you to spam the death out of people. They don't want you to bother people within the app. So they do have particular rules that they have about doing this. But there's a way that you can do it. I'll just give you an example. A strategy that we used with a retail store recently was we ran a promotion. We did Facebook ads. We gave away advertising a free gift card to use towards, it was like $50 to use towards over $100 in product, basically. And in order to get that gift card, which was really just a graphic, they had to opt, it said click here, and they got to Facebook Messenger. Just by getting that, they automatically get onto your Facebook Messenger list. So unlike having to opt in with an email, we actually were able to get them to automatically subscribe to that messenger list. So now this retailer can be able to keep in touch with this person over and over and over again. But we didn't stop there. We said, get $50 off of $100 whatever in product, click here. So automatically you can set up what's called an automated message flow through a platform called ManyChat, ManyChat. And it's a platform that allows you to set up conversation flows so that when somebody opts in, it automatically welcomes them. And it's like I like to call it like choose your own adventure, right? So if somebody is going to say, opt in to this, they might be greeted with a message that says, hello, welcome to my shop. Are you here for boys clothing or girls clothing? And there's 2 little buttons. And then they might say boys clothing. And then it brings them into a whole other conversation that says, what would you like to do? View the collection, contact us, and you can set this up however you want. You have the ability in Facebook Messenger to set up galleries where people can actually see photos of your actual product, click links to get to then your website or your shop pages. You can show videos of your collection, send them links to anywhere that you want them to send them. As long as you are not constantly
selling something or selling it promotionally, so you do have to read Facebook's terms of service for this, you can actually send this to them. And your chances of getting that message to them, unlike email, let me stop there. Don't ever stop building your email list. Always build your email list. But your chances of getting that message to them, if you put that in an email and you put that in Facebook Messenger, are the difference between 20 and 80%. It's huge. So, in this particular ad, we advertised the free gift card. It got to Facebook Messenger where they downloaded it. It said, congratulations, here's your free gift card and with the coupon code. And it said, but I have another question. How would you like another $10 off? Yes, I love discounts. No, I hate saving money. That was the option. Yes, I love discounts. Got them to a whole other conversation that flowed that said, awesome. In order to get your other $10 coupon, please let us know your email. Now I have their email address. It waited until it sent them the email, or they typed in their email, and then said, awesome. Just one more thing. Make sure you share this link on Facebook so that your friends have a chance to win this too. Your coupons in your email. So now we have them opted into our messenger list. Now we have their email, and they're sharing it on social media. So that was a really successful campaign. We had over 600 people subscribed to their messenger bot list within about 40 days. And on a $300 ad spend, so it wasn't like a lot of ad spend at all. And then she sold over, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was about $2,000 worth of product off of those gift cards that she bought. So that was a great campaign. So anyways, I'm all about Facebook Messenger bots these days.
Excellent.
It's a really good idea. We've never done that before. What's that? Yeah. Well, my name is Natalya Hudis, and I run marketing for Tea Collection. And Tea Collection's been around since before we had messenger bots and Instagram, but we have been trying very diligently over the past years to be relevant to a millennial audience. It's a really important audience for us because it's the audience that creates our new customers. I don't have a gimmick for, I think that, I don't, not necessarily a gimmick, but we've been doing a lot of Instagram investment over time. Originally, our company communicated the brand through, and we still communicate the brand through catalogs. Catalogs have been really successful for us because we are able to kind of tell our entire story, print out to not just the email address, but actually capture the mailing address, and these catalogs have arrived, and we actually attribute a lot of what happens in sales to those catalogs, because once those catalogs come into your home, whether you breeze through every single page, or whether you dump it, we want you to be reminded of, and we come into your home and remind you of kind of the beautiful world of where tea traveled and the clothes that came out of the inspiration for that travel. So we want to kind of be able to tell that story. What I see happening is that a lot of brands, especially in the upper echelon brands, are doing more print stuff, and it's a strange sort of kind of phenomenon, because you see really beautiful photography. You see the storytelling, whether it's a small postcard or kind of a fuller book. We're seeing much more of that. However, Instagram is where we really find our customers. I think that the catalog has been more of a legacy for us, and I think that a lot of times what we do in the catalog needs to transfer more into the stories that we tell in Instagram, and I think that we're trying to do a better job of that. The other thing that we're trying to do a better job of is taking that audience that we've built and giving them more products to choose from. So imagine we've been in business for almost 20 years, so now you've got all of these people who really have kind of an affection for, a nostalgia for, an interest in our brand, and what we really think is original to our brand is the design. So we've got these real, hand-done graphics, and we've got these hand-done patterns, and those patterns we've realized have been sitting in our archives for years and years and years. So one of the things that we've done recently is we've partnered with an organization that can take those prints, license them, and put them on different products. So in the next couple of months, we actually created it already, but it will launch, and it's not a big secret, wallpaper. So you can do wallpaper with PT prints. We're going to have other interior decor items with T prints, and it's a way to take that audience that we've already developed and give them something, or bring in a new audience from different outlets. So it's a way to expand. Now, do we do wallpaper with like some wallpaper, random wallpaper manufacturer? No, we went to a shop called Wall Shop, which is based in Los Angeles, and the creative director is a guy named Nathan Turner, who you may have heard of because he's a pretty, he's been on television he's sort of one of those like decorators to the stars, and was on TV, so he is a platform and a huge audience, and the darling of the shelter magazines like House Beautiful and Elle Decor Home and things like that. So we tried to partner with a partner who has, like you said, a platform. We think that he is an influencer, both in terms of creative decor, because when you take a pattern from a child's jumper and put it on the wall, it doesn't stay the same. It needs to scale up. The colors need to change from something very, very bright to something maybe a little bit more muted, but the design is the same. So the point of the partnership for us was there's an online component to it, which is you can order everything online. There's an influencer component to it because Nathan Turner has a big audience, and his fans have audiences, and we bring in this whole home decor kind of audience to us. At the same time, we take the audience that we've developed and we give them something we actually give them an offering that's something that we're hoping is going to be very popular. We decorate the stores that we're in. We give them opportunities to buy the wallpaper at cost and create these walls that help our customer or the entire our retail partners bring in some visual interest and develop that kind of story in-house. And it's just a really cool way to expand what we're doing, but in a super authentic way. We're trying, Instagram is just, we do the giveaways. I do think that the giveaways are really important to do with really big, with really big partners. I do agree that influencers, we have a big budget. A lot of our marketing budget, most of it goes to digital ads. You'll see that, once you go on T-site, we grab your cookies and we start advertising to you the things that you saw, maybe looked at. We want to come back to you with all of the, if you filled your cart but you left it open, we email you to make sure that you remember that your cart is full. Like, all of those things are to be done. I think that one of the things that we really have to be leaders in is creating more partnerships so that this audience that somebody else has cultivated can benefit from relationships with us. There's also a partnership that we're working on with, there's this woman named Catherine McCord. I think she's got 150,000, maybe more, 200,000 followers. Her platform is children's food. She's a children's cookbook author and healthy food advocate. She's also, she looks like she's never eaten any food. And that's really, I'm jealous of, but she makes these, her handle is Weelicious, so W-E-E-L-I-C. She's ubiquitous, and she's the mom of 3, and she looks like a sports model, and she makes these incredible lunches for her children that look like they're stunning. Yeah, they look like art, and they make me look like I should just put my kids up for adoption. Don't love them enough, and my kids get like a paper bag and a tomato and a sharp knife. That's their lunch. But she makes these elaborate, gorgeous, colorful lunches that are super Instagram, and recently she's launched, and you've seen it on Good Morning America, and she put together this project around smoothies. And so she made a whole cookbook about smoothies, and we've been in touch with her, and we're going to do an event with her. We're going to do a tea party, smoothie party, where she makes a tea smoothie, and we have a tea party. And so the event becomes a tea party. The wallpaper is up, it's also on the tables. Then you have kids dressed up in tea clothing that kind of relate to the wallpaper, and they're serving smoothie projects. So she's promoting smoothies, we're promoting wallpaper and children's clothing. The wall shop is promoting interior design and wallpaper. So it becomes kind of a group effort to promote all three products, but they all make sense. And then with everyone that comes to that table, and of course we have photographers, and we want Instagram moments, and we want that user-generated content. We want those influencers at the table with their kids, and we want them to be generating stories and things like that for us. But what we also want to do is be able to have a reason, and one of the things that T's always been doing since day one is giving back. So we also try to incorporate a give back experience, so that for every individual who comes to the event, we then donate an outfit to kids in a hospital, and then we redo their entire playroom at the hospital, so that the hospital playroom for chronically sick kids is transformed into something cool, and that again becomes a story. So when it comes to giveaways, what we're trying to do is create story, something that you can talk about, something that you can show and that can be part of, and engage that audience. And taking the audience that's been built by the super skinny smoothie lady, by Nathan Turner and all of his celebrity interior design clients, and by T, and creating something that is a deeper sort of relationship, so that you can build that authenticity, and so people sort of start to come back to. They start to associate tea with all of these other good things, and they associate smoothies with good things and wallpaper with good things, so it's kind of mutually beneficial. It all works if you have lots of people taking photos and videos and getting the engagement with your audience. And I think it's really important to be not just a person who's posting, but a person who is commenting. That's what the 20-year-olds are for, really. Like what they ought to be doing, and what I would be doing if I was just a couple of years younger, is that like the constant looking at what people write to you, asking questions on your Instagram, and then commenting on what they do, and creating that relationship. It's still really possible, and people really do if they take the time to write. Like if you say, what's your favorite, rainbow? Do you like, these kinds of rainbows or those kinds of rainbows? Where have you seen rainbows in your life these days? And if they actually respond, then you say, wow, that is really special. I'm so happy for, like you create sort of a dialogue, and I think we all forget to do that because you're like, it's time consuming, but that is a time when you can get people to start following you. And if there's somebody really interesting that you follow, start the conversation, because they will follow you back, especially if they have good followers that who you think would be great customers for you. Start developing those relationships. Influencers are absolutely moving a lot of our budget, well, not a lot, but a significant portion of our budget from digital sales, which are very expensive and less productive, to influencers, and that is still, in my opinion, quite the wild, wild west, because there are people who can, build your brand, who just by associating with them, you look a little bit cooler, or there are people who actually build brand awareness, so that, they bring in an audience to kind of take a peek at you, and then there are people who truly convert. So, this doesn't apply to us necessarily, but I'll tell the story of a friend of mine who, this is kind of, to me, the holy grail, but she had made these little jewelry for kids, these tiny little pink and purple gold-plated little rings, and her goal was to give them to the Kardashian children. So through relationships, and it took about a year, but she built up a relationship with the Kardashian best friend. Her name is Allison, and they gifted and they created these boxes with the little rings. The rings were beautifully packaged, given to Kim, and it was, you never know if she's going to post, but indeed she did post, and she posted it a couple of times with the handle, and through that post alone, they got 17,000 new followers. About 200 people called them to want to be, to carry the line, and of course, lots and lots of influencers saying, "Can I work with you?" So, I mean, that's the holy grail, but those things are possible. You just have to have like a vision and go, okay, who is the girl who's going to convert for me? And then pursue her and take a risk and make her something, and it can happen. This woman who did the Kim Kardashian thing was you've never heard of her. So it was, her name was Melinda.
Well, thank you to our panel. Those are very inspirational and actionable things that we can all do, from strategies with influencers and Instagram, storytelling and cross-pollinating through different non-competitive areas, Instagram Messenger, which sounds incredible. I took a lot of notes, but now it's time for you guys to ask some questions. So I want to encourage you, ask away, and our panel will try to, help something specific for your business. We've got a mic coming to you.